Welcome back to the Trading Show.
What's up, everybody?
This is Brendan. He doesn't know his name. I'm David. I know my name.
Oh, did you want me to say my name?
Yeah.
I'm the Minuteman, and this is David.
All right. So, guys, how would this look on the back wall? Would it look good? Let's see. So this is kind of a representation of the markets this week. We don't know what's going on. What the hell? Why am I hearing myself? Can we turn the volume down on the TV in the lobby? This is insane. So, yeah. So, lady going crazy. Like the stock market, up, down, sideways. And note, it is a grandmother who's dancing.
Could you do that dance?
Probably, yeah. I would definitely need some practice, but anyways, welcome back, guys. We got some interesting news, okay? If you've been watching our show, you know, Brendan and I have sat here, we've traded live, we put in positions, we closed out profits, we've taken L's live with you watching. There's been plenty of times where we've sat there and I'm like, what is this price action, right? How many times have you said that?
Too many.
Too many. What if I told you there's an answer? Would you be happy?
I would.
Okay.
At least I know what the hell is happening.
Okay. Here we go. We're going to get into some trades. We're going to give you some trade setups. I'll show you what I did this morning. I'll show you where I'm leaning, yada, yada. But first, take a look at this bombshell that was dropped. So just in case you guys don't know, Jane Street, I believe, is the largest quant trading firm in the country, maybe the world, okay? They can move the markets, and we're not talking about the crypto markets. We're talking about the stock and equities market. They can move them 10% at a time with their moves if they wanted to, which a lot of times they do. Posted by Zero Hedge. Jane Street was behind the 2022 crypto winter, destroying Terraform, aka Terra Luna, by first depegging the token and destroying the ecosystem, then pretending it would rescue Terra while effectively it was soaking up what little value remained. Now, this is where the what the fuck lays, okay? So let's read this. It'll take me like maybe 3 to 4 minutes. We'll read it, and then we'll talk about what does this mean moving forward, okay? By mid-April 2022, Terraform had announced 2 important initiatives for its ecosystem. First, starting on May 1st, 2022, the interest rate on the Anchor protocol would decrease. Now, if you weren't here back in that time, Terra Luna was an ecosystem that had a stablecoin called UST. Okay, United States Terra, whatever. And there was this protocol called Anchor Protocol where you can use it to earn up to 20% on your stablecoins, okay? So they were gradually going to decrease it from 20% to something more sustainable. Second, Terraform and its UST stablecoin was going to be part of a new curve pool. A curve pool is a decentralized finance liquidity pool designed to enable efficient swapping of stablecoins. As of April 2022, so prior to them wanting to decrease the Anchor Protocol APR, the largest stablecoin pool was known as Curve 3 or 3 Pool. And it provided liquidity for UST and other cryptocurrency stablecoins pegged to the US dollar, like Circle, Tether, and DAI. The 4 Pool, okay? Now this is where the shit went down. In the 4 Pool. It go down in the 4, okay. Which would include UST, USDC, USDT, and Frax Finance, which is another stablecoin pegged to the US dollar. It was expected to become operational in May and to become Terra Luna's preferred liquidity pool, okay? Then, at 5:44 p.m. Eastern Time, in a move that was not publicly announced to the market, Terraform withdrew 150 million UST from the 3 pool, okay? So what they were doing is they were removing it from the 3 pool to put it into the 4 pool. Okay? Now, this should have happened relatively quickly. No issues. We got to take it away to put it in, right? It's like you got to sell your house to buy a new house. That timing might not be perfect. You might sell your house, have to get a hotel for 2 days until you can move into your new house. Okay? As Do Kwon subsequently told the market in a May 8th, 2022 post, Terraform had, quote, removed 150 million UST from Curve to get ready to deploy into the 4 pool next week. So around 7 days. At 5:53 p.m. Eastern time, less than 10 minutes after Terraform withdrew the 150 million UST from the 3 pool, Jane Street made its largest single trade of UST, selling 85 million UST, $85 million in one single transaction, and it sold that UST in the 3 pool. Now, the 3 pool, remember, at this point, didn't have the liquidity because they pulled it. That's some liquidity, but definitely not $85 million worth. And if that liquidity had not been on, who knows? We might have been in the super cycle. We might still be, I don't know. But Terra Luna definitely would not have completely collapsed. And it sold that UST in the 3 pool, marking its first and only UST sale. So up until this point, they had never touched that pool. 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes after Do Kwon pulls the liquidity to move it, Jane Street makes its largest play on UST. That $85 million trade was the single largest swap on the Curve 3 pool and precipitated a steep sell-off in UST, a sell-off that ultimately led to the collapse of the Terra ecosystem. But wait, it gets better. Look at this. By May 9th, UST had lost its peg and was trading below 80 cents. It should be trading at $1. As UST's value declined, Terraform looked to stabilize the market and restore the peg back to 1. That's where you saw news. We're selling our Bitcoin. We're deploying more steady lads. We're deploying more capital, right? That was the tweet of the cycle. Steady lads deploying more capital. Just as it had when UST experienced another temporary depeg in May of 2021, Terraform enlisted the help of Jump Trading, which is a market maker, unbeknownst to the market. Jane Street had initially expressed interest in participating in a sweetheart deal. To do so, it turned to Pratt to leverage his connections inside Terraform. Pratt went right to the top, contacting CEO Do Kwon to express Jane Street's interest in bidding on either Bitcoin or Luna, including potentially buying between $200 and $500 million at steeply discounted prices. On May 9th, Pratt started a group message with Do Kwon, Huang from Jane Street, and Moyen, also from Jane Street. Pratt stated, quote, "Hey, Do Kwon, just wanted to express our interest in bidding on either Bitcoin or Luna." Kwon responded that, quote, "Bill from Jump," that is, Bill Disoma, the co-founder of Jump, "should have reached out to Jane Street to discuss a fundraise for Terraform." While the decline in the value of UST and Luna was publicly available information, redacted, were not public information, as Granieri expressly noted. Terraform reasonably expected that Jane Street and Granieri would keep this sensitive information about its financial condition confidential. Instead, just as before, Jane Street betrayed Terraform's confidences and capitalized on this material, non-public information, that's where the insider trading comes into play, and pursued trades and investments to profit for itself. On May 12th of 2022, the value of UST had plummeted further to 42 cents. That same day, Luna crashed from over $100 to $1.06. The next day, May 13th, UST collapse was complete. Value dropped to 15 cents. It was fully depegged and it would not be restored. On May 13th, the value of Luna had reached nearly zero, trading at sub 1 penny. So, we always knew there was fuckery going on in our space, right? We always blamed Wintermute, Jump Trading, fucking Jane Street, right? And so I was like, okay, what does this mean moving forward? Because every morning I would wake up. Now I'm on West Coast time, okay? I don't go to bed till 2, 3 in the morning. I wake up around 7:30, 8 a.m. West Coast time. By the time I'm up, guaranteed, I open my phone, TradingView, there's guaranteed to be one massive candle to the downside. And there always was. And I look at the time, I'd go down to the 5-minute. It was always at like 7 a.m. my time. And then recently, we were seeing the same thing, but closer to market close at around 5 p.m. my time. I'm like, okay, so these guys got caught. They're being charged for insider trading. I hope to God they get completely dismantled and destroyed. And well, look at the price action this morning. Let's go to the 1 hour. Why don't you look at that? 7 a.m. my time, Bitcoin went up less than 1%. Now, do I definitively know that this lawsuit is putting Jane Street on the sideline, that they're not going to manipulate the markets? No. But it's just very interesting what we know now they did back in 2022 with Terra Luna. They were the cause of that bear market at the beginning, that everything kind of started to snowball to the downside. So that was pretty big news. I read the whole thing. I had to read it 2-3 times to comprehend it and understand, so I can kind of relate to the people watching. But I don't know. You got any thoughts on that?
I mean, it tells me everything I need to know about why I was sitting here trying to trade these wicks to the downside. I just think it's crazy the greed of people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
and it F's everybody else over.
Oh, they don't care. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's just stupid.
Yeah. So anyways, I really, really wanted to share that with you guys. And so if you're wondering, now you know. This is why so many people say the clarity bill is so important, because it should get rid of all this shit. Will it? I don't know. All right. Let's get into the markets here. Let's take a look at where Bitcoin and the rest of the alts are. Let's take a look at the crypto bubbles. We have some gainers today. We have one double-digit gainer, which is Decred. I think this is a privacy play. Is this a canary in the coal mine for privacy coins? Zcash, Monero, potentially Dash. I don't know. We'll take a peek into that. I want to take a peek into Polygon. We're going to give you an Solana and XRP chart, maybe a potential trade setup on those. I'll show you what I did with Bitcoin this morning, pipping up almost 10%. And EtherFi, that's a DeFi protocol on ETH. That is up almost 10% as well. Now, when we take a look at Bitcoin's price action on the 30-minute, we've reclaimed a couple important levels. Level number 1, our VWAP upper band, right? We've reclaimed that. Did we get a retest on that? We did. Yes, we did get a retest, and it held right here. This is on the 30-minute time frame, and we're pushing to the upside. The one thing I want to see here, we have around 16 minutes left on this candle session, and it looks like we're printing a little bit of a W pattern here, right? Big move to the downside, double bottom. And what are we expecting next? A flag to the downside. So could we potentially catch that downside price action? We just need to make sure our timing is correct. And then this high volume area here, which kind of coincided with VWAP, we've cleared that. I expect this thing to retest this area. Depending on where this rally kind of stops. Does it stop here? Does it stop up here at the second high liquidity area around 64.7? Potentially, yes. If you zoom out to the 1 hour time frame, well, not the 1 hour, the 4 hour time frame. The 4 hour time frame, we do have a little bit of a morning star pattern here, a clear reversal. We do have some liquidity sitting up at around 67,871. But I think for me, 64.7, 64.8 to $65,000, 65.2 is the region we want to keep our eye out on and see what Bitcoin does at those levels. If we look at the 4 hour here on Market Cipher B, you can see we made a U-turn, literally is a U-turn on our momentum oscillators, the RSI and the stochastic smooth over. We did get a double green dot here on the 4 hour. And I remind you, let's take a look at last time we got double green dot on the 4 hour, which was here. From open to high, we rallied around 3% up. That's not a big move, but it's enough for us to scalp and make some profits here. Brennan, what are you seeing on the lower time frames here on Bitcoin? And what's your kind of daily bias so far? And is there a trade setup that you're kind of eyeing on Bitcoin specifically?
Today, the daily bias is up to the upside. Today, the daily bias is up to the upside. Obviously, I always talk about how I go up to the hour to see what's going on. From our morning candle, our first candle of the day right here, we are in a clear uptrend. I mean, we saw some type of movement to the downside, but then we rallied to the upside. But we are seeing this area get used as resistance, right? So this is on Sunday. And then, I mean, let's go back here. This is Thursday, the 12th of February. We're up here at our highest point, I think, in February. Oh, no, I'm tripping. But we see this area right here. That's the 15th. And then we're moving to the downside. But now we are using this area of support as new resistance. So we saw it come up, literally perfectly tap that midpoint of the support or the old support, new resistance, and move to the downside. So we're getting into that range of the new resistance. We could see some resistance here at that yellow line, or we could end up running all the way to this midpoint and seeing resistance here is what I would say. But to be honest, I think that right now my daily bias is obviously long, so I'm probably only going to take longs today. And so I would say if we go down to the 5-minute here and we just see what's going on, we're going to see a break of structure. I want to say this area here. And if we do see that break of structure and then we get a fair value gap, I'll get in on a long and probably try and take it to this midpoint. And if we don't take it to that midpoint, let's see what the percentage move is from, like, I don't know, like here to the top of this is not very much, but to here is 2%, almost 3%. So that's what I'm seeing on the shorter time frames for Bitcoin, and my daily bias is long based off of what I'm seeing on the 1 hour time frame. But I would be cautious with this new area of resistance.
Yeah, I'm on the 5-minute also, and potential trade setup here we're looking for. The first thing for this uptrend to continue, so I just drew a simple trend line here, right? Tap, tap, tap. We expect if it does come back down to tap, which would mean it would put in a higher low. But what I'm looking at here, we talk about break of structure, can price close above the last wick high, which is right here at around $64,505. If we can get a closure above, then then a trade setup, it looks something like this. Let me extend this out. So let's say, let me extend this out a little bit more there. Let's say this candle session, it's closing in about 1:30. We don't get that break above, which we very well might. Let's say this candle opens somewhere around here. We come up here, right? We settle in. We come back down. This is kind of where I'm targeting here for a long entry on Bitcoin. And of course, this is just, I don't know if that's exactly how it's going to play out, but something like this, where our take profit would be a higher high than we set. So let's call it 64.7, which is a level we talked about, potentially Bitcoin getting rejected, with not a super tight stop loss, but I want to be below our VWAP upper band, right? So this is a 5-to-1 trade setup, and here's what it looks like. Entry at 64,181. Assuming that this retest happens at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, so about 50 minutes from now. No, 40 minutes from now. Okay? If that does happen, your entry's at 64,185. TP target is sub 64.7, so 64,700 or 64,689. And then your stop loss is sitting right below your VWAP lower band. Now, this stop loss will get adjusted as the VWAP adjusts as well. But as of right now, I got the stop loss sitting at $64,085 for a 5-to-1 trade setup. Now, this will get invalidated if we do not get a closure above $64,500. At that point, and here we go, 5-minute candle session close as expected. We did get a high on a closure, okay? This was our closure we were eyeing right here, which was at around 64,397. Here's our closure. Technically, this is a higher high, but I want closure to happen above the last wick high on that leg up, which we haven't gotten, which we very may well get on this candle session. It just opened on the 5-minute time frame. But if it doesn't and we come reject down, holding the first level that we're maybe we'll catch a bounce here and try to scalp a quick long, 64,252. Second level, 64,145. And then if we do come crashing down over the next 10 to 15 minutes, we're going to be eyeing around 64,000 flat, 64,050 for a long. Unless we completely, I know I'm throwing a lot of scenarios out there, but this is what we got to be prepared for. Unless we come crashing down, break below this trend line, then we short on the retest. But right now, I'm in Brendan's camp. We are going to be looking for longs. Brokyoshi said RSI lower lows. Let's take a peek at RSI here. Let's move this up. Let's go like this. Brokioshi is right. 5 minute higher low, lower high. That's I think that's hidden bearish divergence. Fuck.
What?
Someone help me out. Is this hidden bearish or hidden bullish divergence? I get the hidden ones mixed up. I know the other ones fairly well, but the hidden ones I get mixed up. But yeah, Brokioshi is right. We have lower lows on the RSI and higher lows on price action. I think that's bearish. Hidden divergence. I could be wrong. But someone in the chat help me out. Maybe, yeah, I think it's bearish too, Brokioshi. But we are on the 5 minute time frame. Now we validate everything on the higher time frames. Let's take a look at what the higher time frame tells us.
Well, like I said, though, it's obviously, it could reject off of just this tap into this box right here. Just this tap off of this old support, new resistance could push it to the downside. So just be ready for anything because we're in that new resistance zone right now. And so this resistance zone doesn't say it can't bounce. It can't go all the way up to here from here and reject, right? It doesn't say we can't go here and then reject. It doesn't say we can't go here and then reject. It doesn't say we can't go here and then reject. It doesn't say we can't go here and then reject. And so any of that can happen. Anything can push it to the downside. And so if that is hidden bearish divergence, then that would make a lot of sense for the market to start going to the downside. So it would all just be based off of what you are waiting on.
Yeah. Will you take a look at a Solana chart? Let's try to find a trade setup for our people watching here.
All right. Let me go to the 1 minute. So 1 minute. What the hell did I just do? Wait, can I click back?
So actually, I had to Google it. I'm sorry. I had to Google it. Looks like that might be hidden bullish divergence here, right? Because the theory is if we can still make a higher low while sell pressure, essentially, right, the momentum is continuing to swing to the downside and putting in a lower low, that should be bearish, right? I mean, bullish. So anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm on the 1 minute on Solana. We have a change of character here. No fair value gap yet, but obviously we can continue to just wait for that. We could see it on any candle from here to here, and we could still get in on a trade. Obviously, it looks like there's a lot of indecision going on in the market right now. We see a lot of choppiness on the 1 minute. If we go up to the 5 minute, we're seeing this 5 minute candle is pretty in the middle of the wicks, and then we're seeing this candle. I mean, it had a good movement to the upside, but we saw some wicks and we're kind of sitting in the middle. This is huge indecision. This couldn't make up if it wanted to be bearish or bullish. And then, so right now what we're seeing is pretty choppy, but we could still see a fair value gap here and get in off the first fair value gap. And then that's what I would do on if I was going to get in a trade right now. But a lot of the time you have to be patient. Like I would love to just give you guys a trade and just say, you know what, like make this trade. But being patient and I don't want to give you guys just a trade setup that's going to 100% fail. I'm just making something up so that you guys can get into a trade. Unless you're letting the FOMO control you, like my friend Cassius Cuvée says, then.
Your friend, huh?
Well, I don't know, but our friend, David's friend, Cassius Cuvée.
I'm looking at the 8 hour on going back to Bitcoin. I'm looking at the 8 hour here. We did get a double green dot here printed, and it looks like RSI is making a V-shaped recovery. So I would like to look at not historically, but previous price action. Here we had an 8 hour double green dot, and the very next candle, once it confirmed, Bitcoin went up 3%. So a 3% move when we're trading with leverage and high margin is a very, very nice profitable trade. But the one thing to look out for, guys, is on the 8 hour, this bear flag. Let's go ahead and draw fibs. Let's go ahead and find where our 50 is. Excuse me. Our 50 is at 65,556. Gold pocket. Gold pocket to me looks like the play to short if you are going to short, right? That is the little gap between your 618 and your 65. Held. Morningstar. consolidation, closures held above. Okay. Wick above, candle open. We got up there, wicked above, failed, and then came crashing down. So for the for the bears, the people that are looking to scalp shorts, I think we're going to get upside. I think we're going to get a small rejection at 65.5 on the higher time frame. And then ultimately, I do think we retest 66.2. We'll call it 66.3 to 66.5. And at that point, unless the markets are on fire or some bullish news comes out, at that point, I think we can pivot from longing to shorting Bitcoin on the higher time frame. But for me, I'm looking to scalp the short time frames. Ooh, we got to, okay. So we might be
5 minute.
We might be forming a little evening star pattern here on the 5 minute time frame, guys. I don't like to trade a lot of patterns on the 5. I like to do it on the 15. So, but if that prints on the 5 and it holds, and we got a baby blood diamond here as well.
Baby blood.
My only thing is, my only hesitation, and we kind of saw something similar here on the 5 minute, right? We put in a high evening star pattern, and what did Bitcoin do? If we got another candle open to the wick low, 0.5%, that's enough to make money. You know what? If this holds and we see volume surpass, let's say 320 Bitcoin, then I think a short might be the play here for a very, very quick scalp, and then we look to cash that long back to the upside and reverse our position. I did hit a short this morning, or excuse me, a Bitcoin short this morning. Made a quick $120. Got in at 64.051. Got it at 63.891. I was actually trying to move my TP down to like 63.802. But by the time I hit confirm, I got stopped out, or I got my TP hit. But nonetheless, made $120 this morning. Did take an L yesterday, though, right? It's not all sunshine and rainbows. Did take an L yesterday for 235. This one was another short on Bitcoin. It got rejected at that VWAP level. It spiked in volume, and then I don't know what the hell happened. Maybe that news dropped from Zero Hedge in terms of Jane Street. But I got stopped out. This is I think I had $1,300 margin on this trade of 61x. So not a lot of room around, but took that L. But we're slowly making our we're climbing back here on BTC. Also, if there's anything you guys want to take a look at, please throw it in the chat. I'm just gonna go through the comment section and say hello to some of my people here. We had a $2 super chat from Carlos Alejandre. Carlos Alejandre. Oh, Carlos Alejandre. Anyways, injective long. Idea entry now. Stop 3. Take profit 3.6. We'll take a look at that. NX, what's up, man? Ethereum have a good value or not? Yes. Brandon, what's going on, bro? Brokyoshi, all the mods, hello. Hello, we love you. We appreciate you. Multi-sig dummy. To be honest, I was just thinking about you guys. Great to see you today. Everyone figured out stopping. Hey, man. Thanks for stopping by. We miss you, too. Stop going away for so long. Thank you. Also, Diamond Hands Daryl said, you can't tell that crypto died. Oh, he was talking about the viewership. I know our viewership has. Which is funny because we're still making money, and we're not getting everything, right? But this is the easy time to make money in crypto. You find the solid projects, you buy them, stick them in your long term, you trade a little bit, you make some money, you scalp some long, scalp some shorts, but people decide because they can't control their emotions and their portfolio is down, $5,000 that it's the end of the world, crypto's the worst, and they delete all their apps and they stop watching YouTube. It's just the reality, but we will continue to come and bring you guys the content. Okay, so Bitcoin. Back on that 5 minute candle we were eyeing, guys, on the potential evening star pattern closed. Not strong enough of a body for me to get in. But one thing we are seeing is a baby blood diamond on a green candle. We'll see how that closes with a green dot here as well, or excuse me, with a red dot here as well. This is the 5 minute. Let's confirm on the higher time frames. Higher time frame tells us there's continuation. We can even throw the Heikin-Ashi on here. Heikin-Ashi tells us the uptrend is still intact. So unless we see structure change on the 15, that's how I like to trade. I like to go from the 5 to the 15 to confirm my bias and my trade. 30 minute looks fine. It looks like continuation. Ooh, the 1 hour. 1 hour is telling us a reversal is indeed in the cards, my friends.
There's a lot of mixed signals happening here on Market Cipher.
Yeah, Market Cipher might give us a short trigger wave here as well. I think the hourly candle just opened too. It did just open. And we might be coming in here. Here's a potential pattern on the 1 hour, guys, is a cup and handle pattern here, right? Find support maybe at that VWAP midband on the 1 hour time frame. But the 5 minute is what's intriguing. And you can see why you wait for confirmation, my friends, is because that baby blood diamond went away. So did that red dot. And so, I don't know, man. Looks like oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, now we're watching for 65,505. Remember, that's the level I told you guys about, 65,505.
I feel like there's some type of volume.
Or excuse me, 64,505. Yeah, there's a volume spike. Let's go down to the 2 minute. What's the 2 minute telling us? 2 minutes dumping. RSI starting to roll over on the 2 minute. That was a big wick to the upside. I think that wick's going to fill, and we're going to put it in a higher high. Let's take a look at RSI. That looks fine. 10 minute. So I think the uptrend in the 10 minutes is a lot clearer. Can we close above 64,408? Let's move this down. Closure. 64,415. Can price close above? If it does, then for me, we got to be patient. Unless we can try to time a top here to short Bitcoin down. I think the play here is to wait for a bounce and enter into a long. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So yeah. All right. Injective. You want to look at Injective? INJ. He said long. He wants to long now. So he wants to market order that bitch. And then he said his stop at $3, his take profit at $3.60.
Does it say what time frame, or does it not matter? I guess.
I don't know. Do the 15 minute maybe, or the 30.
Well, he said his stop is at what? $3. And
$3.
His take is at what?
$3.60. Holy shit. Midwest Picker said, I'm down 600K.
$3.60.
Shout out to you, bro.
Let me see. If he market ordered it right now, let's see.
Yeah. Is this a winning trade or a losing trade?
3 on the dot is his stop.
That's a big stop. But maybe he's going high margin, man. I don't know.
And then
me and you are just used to medium margin, high leverage.
3.6 is his, or $3.06. I mean, it's a 2.5, 2 to 1, 2.5 to 1 trade. I mean, I don't think it's terrible. I don't know what his constitution for getting in is, though. I mean, we have support here. I mean, we're in support here. This is on the 30 minute, and oh shoot, we have support here. I mean, I'm obviously, if he's market ordering it, he's looking to be in this for maybe a little bit. Because that's a. Let's see what this move is.
I don't like this trade.
I probably wouldn't take it either.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's 11% move to your TP.
Carlos, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't like this trade. I'll tell you why. We haven't cleared any highs. I mean, we're in a clear downtrend. So what you're essentially saying you want to do is you want to time the bottom, which I may add is many have tried, but many more have failed. And you're also, like, you can see price action. You have two areas that price should get rejected. Number one is your high volume area at around $3.24. And then you got your VWAP, which price has traded below since yesterday at 6 p.m. Rejection on a wick. It's even gotten rejected at its VWAP midband. Now it did reclaim the lower band, which I guess is a positive, and we're on the 2 hour time frame. But I honestly, looking at this chart, and then one more thing I want to look at is let's look at if there's any potential bullish divergence. No bull div either. I mean,
I mean, he could be saying based off of just this support zone. I mean, last time they came into this support zone, they broke through it from the downside up, retested the support once, twice, big move to the upside. I just don't know what your TP is attacking. That's what I think. So, like, you're not attacking any highs. You're not trying to catch this high. You're going above this high. I guess you're attacking this high here. I mean, a little bit above that high is what you'd be going for, I guess. So, I mean, yeah, I guess you're attacking that second high right there. But personally, I don't know. I don't know if I would take this trade. I just feel like it's a little bit too much risk. We've seen this support get pushed through before, like right here. This support has been disrespected so many times in many ways. You come down, push through it, come up, push through it again, or use it as new resistance, okay? Come up, tap it, new resistance, new resistance, new resistance, push through it, new support, new support, new support, new support, new support, new push down again through it, then break through it again, new support, and now you make big move to the upside. Now we're back in this zone. Who knows what it's going to do in this support zone? So if that's what your confluence is to get in on this trade, I don't know if that's a me thing, but I mean, hey, if you're going to make money, me and David could be retarded and have no idea what we're talking about.
Very true. This is a very high possibility, actually.
But
we're seeing Bitcoin rally, man. Yeah, but Carlos, I personally, I would wait for, if you're looking at long, I would actually be looking for a short, in my opinion. But looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin just had a massive spike. Look at the 5-minute here. Uptrend is still clearly intact. So if we want to sit here and wait for this trade setup, we might be waiting a little bit of time unless we see just a massive cascading liquidation like we've seen numerous times. Volume looks great. Guys, this thing, Bitcoin's moving, and the next level would be 64.9. If we clear 64.9, there's nothing here. It's like Death Valley. It's a dead zone. You have a little bit at 65.4, but realistically, you don't really have any high volume area. So we can run through these levels and hit like 65.7 in a very short period of time. Now, the question then becomes, what pullback can we get into? Okay, so looking at the 5-minute time frame, and Brendan, feel free to chime in here. We're kind of brainstorming together.
Mm-hmm.
You think getting in here, if we zoom out, right? Tap once, tap twice, rejected. Here, we kind of closed at, blew right through. So I think if we come back down, you think this level holds?
I just don't. I mean, it could. This is on the what, the 5-minute?
It's on the 5-minute, yeah.
It could hold. I mean, we see if we scroll over a little bit, right? We see there's some support there, but it's all resistance actually at that point, right? And then now we break through. We could be using this as new support, but I mean, if we really zoom out, make this a little bit bigger, and we just look into it, we don't have any market structure to say this is going to be new support, right? We came up, we had an indecision candle, almost made an evening star that closed through that area. Well, let's see, did it? Where do you have that line sitting at?
I have that line sitting at 64.415.
415?
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Come on. You know what? For the sake of content.
Yeah, I don't know if I would get in on that trade, but it's up to you. Do it for the sake of content.
Yeah, sometimes you got to spend money to not make money, and that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna eye along here. This is gonna be my setup. I'm gonna try to get in at 64.415, TP at 64.707, stop loss sitting at 64.377. Okay, nothing has told me on the lower time frames. The only thing that gives me caution is the hour. Okay, the hour gave us that blue triangle, but we've seen price push through those several times. 30-minute looks fine. 15-minute looks like momentum is starting to roll over a little bit, but that does not mean that we can't reverse, and we actually want that. And here we go. We're approaching. I want to know from the chat, should I enter in on this long At 64,415, put a 1 for yes, put a 2 for no. Please make it quick because we're approaching that level. If we do and I get it and I make money, I will give away $100 to someone in the show. Cool?
Put a 6
1,
if yes.
if you want me to put the long in. 2, if I'm stupid, that's not a good idea. Shamitri said that's not a good idea.
6 if yes, or 7 if no.
And 8063 said, please, I trust you guys. I'm just here to discuss KSM. We'll look at Kusama. Will you put that on the list, Kusama? Thank you.
Not seeing any 6s or 7s.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any 1s or 2s either. Mike said, yeah.
Gamble.
It would definitely be a gamble. The only thing that concerns me is we got a red dot here printed on the 5 minute. And let's look at the 15. Here's a 10. If we get in this trade, this is going to be a like the quickest scalp because 64,417. 1, 2. Official Safe Zone said, get in. Pigs Invasion. Interesting name.
It's a lot of 2s.
Yeah, he's saying, no, don't get in, dude. Saying no. Carlos said, get in. What do you think, Brendan? Should we get in?
6.
6?
Yeah, get in.
1 minute's dumping on increased volume. 2 minute. 2 minute needs to hold this low here.
7.
64,370. That's what it needs to hold. Let's see. Can we get in at 64,370?
7. Everybody spam 7 in the chat.
And we are below. Look at that wick. Look at that wick. That's on the 15 minute. Ooh.
Scared money don't make no money, Mike Vollmer said.
Yeah, but oh man. Nah, I don't know, man. This could very well. This is a nasty pullback right here. We might get our original entry we discussed, right? At this trend line. We might even try to catch the VWAP here at 64.1. But that's a pretty big candle. That's a pretty big candle to the downside. Okay, let's see what price does at 64,260. If I would have gotten in at 415, I probably would have gotten stopped out already. Let's see what the 3 minute. 3 minute closes in 50 seconds. Can we get volume to stay where it is? We need to put in this higher low on the RSI if we want to get into a long. Let's look at the 2 minute. 2 minute, I think. 2 minute broke structure. And then finally, Brendan, the 1 minute.
The minute man?
64,171. Looks like 64,171. My only concern here, my friends, is volume is starting to increase on this pullback on the low time frames. 64.2. You know what? I'm sticking to my original plan. I'm going to get in, and I'll front run it a little bit. 64,159. 64,159. Let's go 64,150. We're going to open along there. Stop loss just below. TP above. We're going to move it down. Let's go here. 64,076.
67.
64. All right, so we got our so here's a trade that I am currently have a order in for. This looks like a 4-to-1 trade setup. Our entry is sitting at $64,076. Our stop loss is $63,913. Theo said, don't talk about it, be about it. Fair enough. Fair enough. And then our TP is at 747. So we're front running the pullback here a little bit. Okay. It might end up burning us, but I think this trend line is going to hold. We have confluence here with our VWAP and with our trend line we drew, and this thing is clearly in an uptrend. And so we did put in a higher high on the 3-minute, 5-minute, higher high on the 5-minute. And so this definitely is a dump, but look at this dump. Volume is pretty mundane for a dump this large. Did we look at Solana already?
Yeah.
Can we look at XRP?
Looked at, yeah.
Let's look at XRP. And then I'll keep my eye out on this chart here. And once, if our trade gets tapped in, you'll hear the ding. So go ahead.
Well, I'm going to start by saying always refer back to Bitcoin. If we see a long out of Bitcoin, I don't have a problem with taking a long. This is on the 4-hour. Let me move down to the 30-minute. If we see some type of movement to the upside out of Bitcoin, I don't have a problem with taking a long on XRP. I think we could get in off of our VWAP upper band. We're there right now. I think we could take it to this wick high right here. That's about 5% move. I have no problem with taking it there. Also, we have to obviously monitor Bitcoin. So if you are getting into that trade, make sure that you are being able to be aware of what's going on so you're able to take profits early if that has to happen or anything like that. Go down to the 15-minute. We're seeing movements to the downside. Obviously, we're seeing Bitcoin move to the downside a little bit. And so right now on short scalps, I'd be looking to go to the upside. This wick really isn't far away from where we're trying to get to, right? Or if we take this right here to the top, it's really not far away. It shouldn't take too long to get there if we see a lot of movement to the upside, increased volume and things like that. So, yeah, that's what I would be looking at for XRP, but always refer back to Bitcoin and don't do anything against daddy of all crypto.
Was there a trade setup in there? I was looking at the Kusama chart.
I said VWAP upper band. I said just look for the view or try and get in on a retest of the VWAP upper band because I mean we're there right now. But I said refer back to Bitcoin before you get in any trade.
Are people actually trading Kusama? I mean,
that's what I literally almost asked, but I didn't want to be disrespectful to old boy that asked.
Okay. This is the 1 hour. I guess you can. I don't. I mean, if you're trading it, okay. I don't like unless you think Polkadot is going to do something, which I don't think it is. It's just you see what I'm seeing here. This is on the 15-minute. We're getting a bunch of failed W patterns. You seen this? W fail. W fail. W fail. I don't see a trade setup here for Kusama. Maybe a long at.
I just want to know why anybody's trading Kusama. That's what I don't
know.
Just wondering.
I mean, if there's money to be made, great. There's money to be made, but.
I just don't understand.
Let's see what the liquidity is on Kusama. Yeah, here's what I'll say, man. Be very careful. I don't know your position size. Who asked that question?
No. Remember?
Oh yeah. Yeah. The volume traded on Bitunix is 250K. Now I know Bitunix is not like Binance or anything, but it's just be careful, especially if you have any sort of high margin or high leverage. Bitcoin, Sick Music. What's up, Sick Music? Sick Music. Our trade has not gotten tapped in yet. Let's go back to BTC.
Don't let the FOMO control you.
Yeah, it looks like our 9 days holding here on Bitunix. Our 9-day MA, 64,299. Someone said the 1 hour tells the direction on the macro sense.
That's what Brendan always said.
Mini macro, yeah. 1 hour looks like it's holding up that that market cipher indicator, and then we just we haven't gotten a crossover on the 2 hour of our momentum wave, so we can't really, but we did just get, guys, remember, high time frames, we're getting bullish signals flashing. 4 hour just flashed and closed. No, bullish 4 hour, actually, we're getting a new 4 hour session here about 40 minutes. And so if we are going to short the market, if you're going to short the market, let it be quick. Don't stay in for too long. Because if we can get an entry, back at sub 64K, this is something that I would have extreme confidence in. Long, run it up to your VWAP, or excuse me, run it up to your gold pocket and hide your stop right below your VWAP lower band. That's a 6-to-1 trade setup on a high time frame with Confluence. And then we get out right before that bear flag plays out. Going back down to the lower time frame here on Bitcoin. Let me get rid of this. Didn't quite get it. It was a pretty big sell-off, though. We didn't get our entry tapped in. I mean, we didn't even get close to our trend line here. And so the next move is, who the fuck is blowing up my phone? Let's see if we can, oh, shit.
What?
Oh, never mind. It's not important.
Oh, you made it seem like it was something crazy.
Huh?
You made it seem like it was something crazy.
No, nothing crazy.
6-7.
For me, I'll tell you what, and we're probably not going to get into this trade on the show, but for me, it's will Bitcoin close above 64,521 on the 5 minute? If it does, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue to long this thing to the upside. That's all I got, man. You got anything else?
No, sure.
Looks like someone needs a coffee or a shot of B12 in the ass. Want to thank you all very much.
What?
B12, it's a vitamin that's supposed to give you energy. And you shoot it in your ass cheek. Fun fact, I used to work at a restaurant called Postrio. It's where I met my wife. And the bartender there, his name was Min. He was, I believe, from London. And on New Year's Eve one year, he brought in syringes with B12 and walked around and offered everyone a B12 shot with a side of a narcotic that I don't want to say because I don't want to get pulled down from YouTube. And very interesting times back then. Yeah.
What, did you take the shot of B12?
No.
Or the narcotic?
Nope.
Mushrooms?
No. Don't say it because YouTube will flag it. Anyways, it looked like a Tylenol. I'll leave it at that. But so that was your fun fact today. We're done with the show today. Come back tomorrow. We'll do we're doing the morning show and the trading show. That's all we got. Gina, thank you. Roll the outro or whatever you do.
Peace.
Thank you so much.